power of unshakable confidence. Confidence, real, unshakable confidence, isn't loud. It isn't arrogance, and it isn't perfection. It's quiet strength. It's the kind of energy that walks into a room and doesn't need to announce itself because it knows its worth. It's the voice inside that says, I belong here, even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build piece by piece, choice by choice, moment by moment. It's a muscle that grows stronger every time you refuse to let fear win. But somewhere along the way, the world teaches us to doubt ourselves, to question our worth, to compare our paths, our bodies, our voices, our dreams. We begin to believe that confidence belongs only to the bold, the beautiful, the successful, not realizing that the people we admire didn't start that way. They became that way because they made one simple decision: to believe in themselves, even when nobody else did. True confidence comes from acceptance, radical, unconditional acceptance of who you are, the light, the shadows, the triumphs, the flaws. Confidence is not pretending to be perfect. It's standing proudly in your imperfections and saying, I'm enough. You see, when you stop chasing validation, you make space for authenticity, and authenticity is magnetic. It draws the right people, the right opportunities, and the right energy toward you. Let's be honest, confidence takes courage. It takes courage to speak up when your voice shakes. It takes courage to start again after you failed. It takes courage to walk away from what no longer aligns with your peace. Confidence is not built in comfort. It's built in every moment you choose to face your fears instead of running from them. There will be times when you don't feel confident at all, when doubt whispers louder than belief. But that's exactly when you must practice it the most. Confidence is a practice, not a mood. You don't wait to feel ready. You act as if you already are. You show up, you try, you fail, you try again. And slowly, your inner voice starts to change. You start to replace I can't with I can learn. You replace I'm not enough with I am growing. You stop seeing mistakes as proof of inadequacy and start seeing them as signs of courage. Because the truth is, confidence doesn't come from always getting it right. It comes from knowing that even if you don't, you'll be okay. And think about the people who inspire you, the artists, the leaders, the dreamers, the change makers. What do they all have in common? It's not luck. It's not that life spared them from challenges. It's that they dared to show up anyway. They dared to believe in their gifts before the world did. They dared to fail publicly, to stand alone, to take risks, to keep going. That's unshakable confidence, not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Confidence is not ego. Ego says, I'm better than you. Confidence says, I'm worthy too. Ego needs validation. Confidence creates it. Ego shouts. Confidence speaks softly but clearly. And when you embody confidence, you don't need to compete. You collaborate. You don't need to prove, you simply are. But here's the secret. Confidence is not only about what you say to others, it's about what you say to yourself when no one's watching. The words you repeat in your mind shape the world you live in. When you constantly tell yourself you're not ready, not capable, not enough, you start to believe it. But when you begin to speak to yourself with kindness, with belief, with encouragement, everything shifts. You start to carry yourself differently. You start to walk taller. You start to take up space, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Because you realize that shrinking yourself doesn't make the world brighter, it just makes it smaller. The world needs your full presence, your voice, your ideas, your energy. You were not meant to dim your light so others could feel comfortable. You were meant to shine so others could find the courage to do the same. Confidence grows through repetition. Every time you show up for yourself, every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're building trust with the most important person in your life, you. That's why self-discipline and self-respect are the roots of confidence. You can't fake what you haven't earned. The more you commit to your growth, the more unshakable your confidence becomes. And understand this, confidence doesn't mean you'll never fail. You will many times. But the difference is confident people don't see failure as an ending. They see it as data, as feedback, as redirection. They understand that failure is not fatal, it's fertilizer. It grows wisdom, humility, and resilience. It teaches you that your value doesn't decrease when something doesn't go your way. Confidence is also deeply connected to faith, because faith teaches you to trust the process even when you can't see the outcome. Faith and confidence together form an unstoppable force. The belief that something within you is greater than the obstacle before you. When you have both, you become unmovable. You stop chasing validation and start embodying purpose. There will come a day when you'll look back at all the moments you doubted yourself and smile, because those were the moments that made you strong. Every time you kept going, every time you spoke your truth, every time you said no to what wasn't meant for you, you were building your foundation. That's what confidence is, a foundation. And once it's built, no storm can shake it. But to build it, you must be willing to let go of comparison. You must be willing to stop measuring your worth against someone else's timeline. You must understand that everyone's journey is different, and that's okay. Your timing is divine. Your pace is perfect. Your path is yours for a reason. Confidence doesn't rush. It doesn't panic. It moves with peace. It knows that what is meant for you will always come, not because you chase it, but because you align with it. And that alignment begins within. So how do you cultivate unshakable confidence? You start by deciding that you are enough right now, as you are. You stop waiting for permission to live boldly. You stop apologizing for your light. You stop holding yourself back out of fear of judgment. You start showing up fully, freely, unapologetically. You take the leap. You trust your intuition. You listen to the callings of your heart. You remind yourself every day that you've survived every challenge you faced, and that's proof enough of your strength. Unshakable confidence is not found in a mirror or a crowd. It's found in the quiet moments when you choose to keep believing in yourself, even when it would be easier to quit. It's built in the days when you feel invisible, but choose to keep shining anyway. It's built in the nights when you whisper to yourself, "I've got this," even through tears. And over time, something beautiful happens. You start to believe it, not because the world told you so, but because you proved it to yourself. You are capable, you are worthy, you are strong, you are enough. Say it again until it becomes your truth. Say it again until it drowns out the noise of doubt. Say it again until your soul starts to rise. Confidence doesn't come from being fearless. It comes from trusting yourself enough to face your fears. It's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about knowing that your silence carries power too. It's not about having it all together. It's about knowing that even when things fall apart, you'll rebuild stronger. Unshakable confidence is not given, it's chosen every single day. So choose yourself. Choose to believe in your potential. Choose to speak life into your dreams. Choose to walk with your head high, not because life is perfect, but because you are becoming the person you were meant to be. The truth is, confidence isn't about what you do. It's about who you become. It's about stepping fully into your power, embracing your flaws, and realizing that you are the author of your story. And the more you write from a place of belief instead of fear, the more your life transforms. You are not behind. You are not unworthy. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are evolving. You are stepping into your power. And every time you walk in that truth, you remind others that they can too. That is the power of unshakable confidence. It doesn't just change your life, it changes everyone who witnesses your light. Keep walking boldly in it because the world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs a real one. It needs you.